Hey guys, today I'm going to review for you and demo the Akashiya Sai water brush marker pens. Now these pens come 20 to a set, and I'm going to be demoing these on three types of papers. The first type of paper I have is by Fabriano, and it's a watercolor paper. It's 25% cotton. The second paper is by Strathmore, and it's multimedia paper. And the third type is again by Strathmore, and it's smooth Bristol paper. So anyway, here's the pens, and my impression of these are they're children's pens. It's crazy. They're about $40 altogether, sent to Canada, and that's Canadian. And I was using them with my nieces who are children, and I think that's what they're good for. I love the delivery, and I have some Kuretake Zig pens coming, so I wanted to try these out so I know the way they feel, and I really like that. But I can't use, even for my crafting, but especially not for my art, I can't use ink that is not lightfast, and these are especially bad. I mean, I've seen blog posts of where they're left out in the sun and they're fading after 2 weeks. So even if they're hidden away in a book, you know, you can't count on these for lasting any amount of time. And you could just tell the ink is cheap when you wet it. The black, it goes like a pink and different colors, and it just has that kid marker feel. So it's not going to be good for me in the long run. Okay, so I do, however, love using these pens, so I can't wait till my Kuretake Zig ones come. But these ones are just too cheapy feeling. And even the Zig ones I'm not going to use for really good artworks, and I think I'll just use for disposable type cards. Anyway, so here I am, I'm laying down the water on these butterflies first, and as you can see, they just blend beautifully. The best way to blend when you're doing watercolor anything is to lay down clear water first. Give it a second to soak into the paper if you can, because these pens suck up the ink back, or the water up into them, and they blend really, really nicely, as you can see as I scrub here. And then I'll eventually on the bottom wings do without the water, and they still blend okay, but you'll see it takes a lot longer. So here I am, just laying down the lightest color here, yellow, and then the mid-tone of orange. And you know, it's not blending as easily as the one above with the water, but they do blend nicely on this Bristol paper. So that's nice. With this Bristol paper, I found that the color dulls down somewhat, which is kind of interesting. So here I'm going in with the deepest color, red, again. And again, there's no trouble blending them. What I do is I just lay down the darker color first, and then go back in with the lighter color and do little sort of scrubby circles and blend the two together, just erasing and diffusing that line there so that you don't see the line anymore, and then you end up with a nice blended ombre effect. It's a lot easier if you tint your water so you can see where it's going. Oh well, whatever. It's not that important for this demonstration. It's not a full artwork here, so we'll just wing it. Wetting both wings. Give that a second. Again, I'll start with the red on the top. Can't escape the cat hairs. Cat hairs, I can wipe them off 50 million times and there'll always just be some cat hair just randomly appear. It's crazy. I don't know where they come from. I guess they come from cats, but it's amazing. So there we go with the reds. It's kind of bleeding. It's not doing a full wet and wet that like I like, but it's bleeding a little bit. Can always help it along a little. Okay, next orange. Doing this super fast. See how fast it goes when you lay down water first. And just top it up with a little more water. Then we'll go in with some yellow. This should blend nicely here. See, I already had my tip have orange on it, so I don't want to go down here because that's new yellow. I want that clean, so I started up here to get that, to get this orange off. Then as I go down, I can go a little more into the pure yellow. So this is not as a clean blend as I did over here. Well, it kind of looks like it. It's okay. Okay, now I'm gonna go with no water and we'll see how this goes on the multimedia paper. Mama, my cat. Okay, it's sinking in a lot in this one. Orange. That's good. I don't see a hard line here as I'm blending, even though I left a hard line. Yellow. Multimedia paper is doing very nicely for blending. Oh yeah, look at that. Really nice. This is the no water, so, oh yeah, look at that. Look at how it just erased the line. And then I'm pushing down to get the yellow from down there. You see I'm pushing harder so that the clear yellow will go at the bottom. This is good paper for blending these on. This, not so much. See, I can't get rid of that line very easily. All right, next. Okay, Fabriano watercolor paper. Let's wet the top. This should do very well with the pre-wet because that's how watercolorists usually do it, is wet the whole area first. Do red. Now see, these tend to suck the water back up into them. See how it's not very, it's very diluted because it's sucking the water. Sometimes if you don't wait too long too and it's too wet there, it hasn't sunk down into the paper fibers. See how it's going like a diluted red. I don't want the water to suck back up there. Okay. All right, here we go. It's a little better now. And this is really nice for blending. You see that? It's totally blended. Just spreading out nicely into the fibers of the paper like watercolor is supposed to do. Look at that. Blend right there. Okay, orange. Super easy. Look at this. 1, 2, 3. Look how fast I can go. And it's already blended. Fabriano for the win. Okay, here's the real test. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh boy, Okay. Now I've got orange on my tip, so I have to stay up here now. I'm pressing the base down so that it hits the bottom. I'm not even going anywhere near the bottom with the tip to keep it yellow. I'm keeping the tip up here, and I'll just do little circles to sort of blend it in. And it's so fast with the watercolor paper. I have to get the orange off the tip of my yellow. There we go. Okay, let's try it with no water on the watercolor paper. It's okay. It's doing all right. It's not really that much of a blend though, or it's hard to see. But it's blending. The real test is with yellow. Oh yeah, it blends nicely. Look at that. I made a mid-tone orange in one stroke just by doing little circles. See how I get a mid-tone orange right there? And I'll press the base down for the yellow. Press the base down and go in with little circles with the tip. Little circles with the tip on the line. Diffuse that hard line by just doing this, and then press down with the tip for the yellow. That's nice. So it's easy, very easy to blend with the Fabriano without water as well. It's a little easier if you wet it first though. Let's do a hummingbird. And I'm just gonna wet him because it's a lot easier. I don't want to spend the time to blend with no water. It goes a lot faster with the water, so I'm just gonna wet this guy. I'm putting a lot of water on, so I'll probably have to wait until it soaks in a bit so the water won't soak up into my markers. And I should color it so I can see what I'm doing. Alright, there we go. Maybe I'll wet him ahead of time too. I want to do this fast because I know a lot of card makers out there want to do things fast. Want to color images quickly. My dog is scratching himself, and the sound he makes with his mouth is so gross and annoying. I love my dog Duncan, but he makes some nasty noises when he's licking his paws. Anybody who has a dog that does this knows what I'm talking about. There we go. Nice and wet on the watercolor paper. Those fibers take it well. So let's go back over here. I want new colors. I'm going to go blues and greens for this hummingbird. And purples. Blue, green, purple. I'll go teal, light blue. Let's start with the light up here around his head. The thing is, if you're trying to make something look realistic, you can't use bright colors like this. This is another tip, because things in nature aren't bright like this. You'll find a little spot that's bright, but most of it is subdued colors, and so that's why things may not, if you're having trouble with realism and it's looking cartoony, it's probably because your colors are too bright. So try toning them down with grays or an alternate color. probably get, will make a huge difference. See, and birds aren't all this color, right? So I'll need like a gray or something to tone this guy down with. So and then again, we want to do this quick, right? So I'll try and do it quick. And it's spreading nicely into the fibers of the paper because of the water I put down. And if you want to fade dark colors in, always go back in with your lighter color and just play with them and diffuse them a little. And then to create the illusion of texture, just a couple of dots in the areas of solid color will create the illusion of these feathered textures. Well, these colors are bright. It's hard to make it look real. Let's go in with some darker purple here, maybe. No, it's a bit too dark. I need some gray or something to just tie it all together. I need a light color in this to, oh gosh. See, the colors end up looking garish if they're too bright, if everything's too bright. But I don't know, it's kind of cartoony, I guess. Do I have a gray here? Gray. I would probably, you could go in with Copics, I suppose, but that wouldn't mix, so you have to be very careful about that. I'm just going to put some gray in to make it look somewhat more natural. Anyway, this isn't to make it look real either, is it? It's just to show the mixing. So now I'll just go over it all, because now I've got a grayish pink. I mix those two together. It's a little more natural than bubblegum color, but they're mixing nicely on the Bristol. There. So that's the Bristol. So that's okay. Now this is already wet. It's still wet. So let's try and do the same. I'm just making feathering motions with the colors and just establishing my base colors, and then I can go and tweak them after. So you see I'm doing the tips, and then further down comes the purple and the dark purple. And I think we need some more water here altogether. His body is a kind of this purple. Now I'm losing, I need some more water, I think. I like when I put my colors down, I want them to spread out automatically. That's what I like about watercolor. You can just go over it with your brush. watch it move. And that's another cool thing about watercolors. You never know what it's going to do. If you're not controlled about it like that and just let it go, you can get your gradients. Okay, I'm just going to wet the head so I can do the greens and blues. Alright, it's going to melt together on its own here, but I just like to do little dots to help it, and that gives the illusion of little feathers. See, I went too far there. Don't want it that far down. So I'll make it go away. Like that. Okay, that guy's done. Definitely like doing it on the watercolor. This is the watercolor paper. I definitely like that better for painting rather than the Bristol. But the Bristol's good if you want to be controlled. If you're painting something that doesn't need to, you don't want a watercolory look, it's okay to go with this. As you can see, the colors are dulled. See how they're, I don't know, they're kind of dulled down. Anyway, maybe it's just my eyes seeing it differently. Next is the multimedia paper. This is kind of in the middle of these two. Just gonna quit this. Quickly take some of this, try and dye it so that I can see what I'm doing. Alright, it's wet. Now, do the top of our head with top of his head or her head. I guess it's a he. Are the males colored, the colorful ones, as in the other bird families? I don't know. Something to research. I'm just scribbling here, really. Put some dots up here of the darker green teal. Go. Down here, just scribbling. Now here's another look. If you, or not another look, but bring this down like this. Okay. Then I'll go in with, it's very wet, but I'll go in with my purple. It should mix together. Just do dots and scribbles and let it go. I like when they mix on their own. Let the painting do the work for you. Now it's kind of sucking up water because I have too much water on there. But you'll see it gives its own look. Okay, because I'm just leaving holes because I know I'm going to go in with my dark. Right here on the back and the base. Then dots that will spread out will indicate feathers like that. Because the human brain fills in the rest. If you just do a couple of dots to indicate texture, people's minds fill in the rest. That's what's so cool about the human eye and brain. Make his belly pink. And again, I'll do the tips pink just to keep them consistent. Just doing circles here. Then we do the light purple. I'm being very messy. Going really quickly. There we go. A little bit of dark purple here. And then the light purple in the middle. See how it just mixes on its own. You can even just do a couple little dots in the wings and it indicates, you know, spots in the bird. Well, this multimedia paper isn't my favorite. My favorite is watercolor paper, but then again, I'm an artist and I work on Arch watercolor, really good paper, so I'm probably, you know, never be able to go back, but this is, even the cheapy kind is fine. It's just easier to work with water medium. This is okay, but I mean, it depends too. If you're not using too much water, I mean, I'm using a minimal amount of water. See, if I want to go back and mix something, which you do a lot in watercolors, like these dots, and I want to diffuse them, I have to use more water, and it's gonna warp it, and I don't think this paper's gonna like it very much. Like if something looks too cartoony and just, you know, too obvious, you just take your brush and see, I've just diffused it out and you can't see it anymore. And you can do that. This one's a bit dark. I need just a little more here. See, it's these colors are primary colors. I can't really do a realistic looking painting at all with these colors. There's a little gray in that guy too. Okay, so there's illustration for each of the papers with these Sai Japanese traditional colors, but I'm not very impressed with them. I haven't tried the Zig Kuretake Zig clean color yet, but at least with the clean color I wouldn't need to mix. The more basic colors you have, the more primary colors, you have to mix them, and then when it comes to mixing them, you kind of need more water and you need to fuss with it more, rather than if you have the already mixed color in the marker set, like the Zig ones, which come in 80 colors, you could just lay down, you know, the perfect teal or whatever, and you don't have to fuss with it much. And so that's the drawback for these. Of course, the good thing is the price. So we could do some flowers here too. I stamped these in the light. Let's do the green. I won't wet that. I did do quickly some stalks like this, and it ended up looking pretty good, but what's not good about it is there's such bright colors that it doesn't end up looking real, and I'm the type of artist that likes real looking stuff, but I suppose for crafting it doesn't matter so much. And what I like about these two is if you just do one pass, you'll get the light green. But what you can do is you can create shadows by, if going over a second time, it will make it significantly darker, I find. So watch this. If I want to do like that and then keep the shadow on this side, see how I can really, because it's dye, I can create a shadow and it really makes it look a lot more real right off the bat. And then just at the base, making it dark. And then you can get out the darker green one. Really want to create things in the background like that. But it's kind of really dark, so we have to be careful. Like that, peach. We'll do peach peach on the outside of the petals. Into pink. Oh, see, it's too garish. I don't like it. Now into, here's a little darker peachy rose color. Now I'll just flick from the middle. Now, I wish I had a teeny tiny water brush, but I suppose this is my Escoda brush will do. Kolinsky Sable from Spain, size 1. Let's mix this up. Let's just put water all over it like this in circles. Circle, circle, circle. I'm going to do the same technique on the other one because this is, if I'm doing something fast, this is what I do. I don't take too much time and I just put 3 colors on and do this. There. That's not bad, but it's the color choices that, I mean, there's not enough colors for my liking. I don't know. I do like that you can draw with these in the water after the fact like that. I love that. And then it'll spread out. See, so that looks okay. It looks pretty good. Let's do this again. Let's go really quick. Boom, 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 boom. This is like a skin color. I don't even know why I'm using it. Quick, quick like a bunny. Quick, quick, quick. I want this to go very fast. There. Now, take the water and just go like that. Well, that's not blending so well. Let's try with water first. Just go all over here. There. Give that a second to dry. And we'll go over here to the Multimedia. See, I'll try to keep it really light this time, like I was talking about. And you know what's cool about stamping in this brown? I mean, look when you go over it, it's so cool. It just makes a green line. See that? It's like painting assistance. This is amazing. I'm gonna make something with I'm gonna do my stamping in this color and then try coloring it in because that looks great. Okay, so now I'm gonna leave that light. I'm gonna go over the ones in the back. Make them darker to create some depth and go along the side and then wider at the bottom. That's good enough. Okay, now it should be, let's try something crazy. It's okay, I want it to spread that way. That's why I put the water on. Then just puts them on over quickly. Well, that doesn't look good. Okay, I didn't wet this yet, did I? This is the multimedia paper. Can you hear my dog snoring in the video? Pretty funny. Wet all of this. There. Okay. What to do? Purples. Let's try the purples. Light on the outside this time. Ooh, weird. Look at how it's taking the line. That's so interesting. So yeah, you can see the line through it. Okay, now I'm just gonna do it on the outside and the little rim on the inside, and then I'm gonna meld it together with my brush. Not so easy to do. You have to go over it many times to get rid of that line. But it's okay. I mean, it's all right. Multimedia paper, again, not the best. Not impressing me so much, but let's go over here. Maybe it's these dark colors I'm using. Try some pink in this one. What's cool is you can still see the lines through though. I really like that. I mean, it's interesting. Okay, so let's see what happens if I just do some pink in here. Oh, it's the colors. I don't like the colors. It's too bright. You know what? I'm partial to cools too. This is a warmish pink. I don't like that. Don't like that. I like just this one purple with the water. That's it. See how that turns out? I'm going to do the next one like that. I'll just go over this with water. Done. Okay. That looks kind of neat even just if you're doing something really quick. Okay, but I'm going to try this flower. Here with just, oh, which purple was it? Was it this one? Yeah, it's this one. All right, with just this around the edges, just follow the lines, maybe on the inside of the flower. Follow the outer lines. Sucking up some ink into the pen. Have to wait for it to dry a bit more. And then purple on the inside, darker. Now, just spread this out. Come on now. Loosen up. Loosen up, multimedia paper. You're so tight. What's going on? You're not letting loose. Let it go. Let it go. Let it free your body and free your soul. Are those the words? I have no idea. Well, that's alright. Some ink by pushing the base, and kind of like that look, just the one pen. That's interesting. So you know what I'm finding is you don't even have to mix it with anything. You just take the one color and it brings out the lines of the stamp underneath it, which is super interesting. Just go all around the edge of this. There's no water on this one. This is dry, and I'm just gonna sort of go around the dark parts, the ones I want to be the darkest, like that. Now I'll take some water and just quickly coax it out. Then go back in. See, that's interesting. You can really do something quickly with one pen. That's what I'm finding about these. See that? You just use that one pen and that looks okay. Not that this looks okay, but how I'm playing with it. All right, let's go to the watercolor paper. Green. All right, we know how this does. Bringing out the lines, looking good. Duncan, are you having good dreams? Duncan! That's my Scotty dog dreaming away. I'm gonna make this dark along this edge. That looks pretty good. I like this green. All right, now water first. Let's see how the watercolor paper does for me. Okay. Give that a second. I'll go over here to the dry, see what it does. Okay. All right, I'm going to go into the wet. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Can't get away from watercolor paper, people. It rules. This is what I love. I love when it spreads into the paper fibers. Lack of control, though. Gotta let go. Put a little pink. See how well it blends? Look at that. It's just blending like a dream. Look at that. And then what else? Some dark purple. And then just some water. The colors, I know it doesn't look good. The colors don't look good, but I like the way it moves. I still like this single color application best. Just this cool purple. Then again, that's kind of one of my favorite colors is cool purple. See, and you can't outline something and then fill it in and make it look good. And I mean, leave it and make it look good. But it's a good first step. And then you go in and just, it's too wet. Tweak it. I think this stamp is too small now though. Yeah, I like this one color application. Look at this, I could just make my own flowers. Just paint it yourself. See, you could use the stamp as just a guide like this and just paint them yourself, just like that. Wiggle your hand. Do some flicks like this. Now I'm just fooling with it to see what I can do. I'm going full abstract, people. Not full abstract, but now mix it all together. It's interesting because as I do this, the lines start coming. If you just look, I'm not doing anything. I'm just doing circles over this. I'm just painting like a kid. Look, circles. So you know my technique. Haphazard circles of a 2-year-old. Look. Probably ruining my brush, but okay. Interesting. I'm just playing around with the medium here, seeing what they do when I do that. And I think by you watching that helps see how the medium acts. But you see, you can just do this and let them all meld together, and the lines of the stamp come through, and you end up, the human eye sort of fills it in for you that it's the flower. Like, you don't even have to. I think I could just do scribbles in the outside and another color you like sort of around it, and then just meld them together, and the stamp lines will come out through it. And then here's where another trick is, once you're done and it doesn't look so great like that, that's when you can do your details and start doing things like this, you know, that indicate that they're flowers. And then get out your white gel pen and do some sparkle on them and stuff like that. Good for yellow. Anyway, this doesn't look great because it's just a stamp, but see, and then just make some more, just little details like that really bring it together as like they're flowers. But all right, well, that's my demonstration of these Sai pens. I definitely like them on the watercolor paper best. Second, the Multimedia. This one I don't really like how it. Let's do something more in here and see, because I really. What is my cat doing now? This is the Bristol. It does not like water. This is for not water. Let's do red, because I want to, red and rose, that's what I'll do. Red and rose. Where's the red? Where's the red color? I want to see, actually I'll just do it with the one color and see how it reacts. Ooh, I like that. So again, I like it best with the one color like this. Do the dark color on the edges and then just bring the color in. But the Bristol does not like water like this. It's okay though, it's not warping too bad because I'm not using that much water. So it's not that bad actually, and you can still kind of see the stamp below it. So you could really stamp this in the brown, do what you want with the flowers, and then come back in after with, you could make a more graphic look with your Copic or a fine liner in black and like make the edges, you know, do something like this and do your own, you know, little things like that and make a graphic look. Do that. Or after it's dried, you're going to get a really more, come in and just do some more details on the really dark parts like that. But see, it is looking pretty good though. See how it's wet and it just bleeds right in. That's good for a watercolory look. Interesting. I definitely like for flowers, the one color. Anyway, that is my demonstration on the Bristol Fabriano and Multimedia. This is the most like cardstock. This is a little easier to blend, but it dulls the colors down a bit. They all work though. See, you can really just come back in with some details and you can really make it look like a flower. Do stuff like that. And then, now that I'm looking at it, this doesn't look good as that. Making them look like Hawaiian, what do you call those? Hawaiian hibiscus? Anyway, so as you can see how each behaved, I hope that helped anyone. Look at this, another cat hair. I'm probably gonna get some Zig, Karitake Zig clean color ones as well, because I want to get the skin colors at least for the control of the tip of the pens. And I've got these bright colors, so I might just fill in the collection with the Zig. But this looks pretty good here on the Multimedia paper. This one's a good all-around paper. I wouldn't recommend that for water. For Copics, yes, definitely. Bristol and the Copics, yes. I'd go for this, or if you want to use a lot of water and have a very let it meld by itself look, go for the watercolor paper. And if you want sort of minimal water, but you want middle of the road for blendability, the Multimedia paper is great, because look how good that looks. That looks pretty good. And then you can come in with your white gel pen. I don't have one here, but make some highlights and you can make it look really cool. So, hope you enjoyed my video. Check out these gorgeous flowers from my mother's garden. I didn't cut it. The thing was about this tall and the whole thing broke off, so I broke it into a couple of pieces. And I'm enjoying it. I have it right in front of my painting and I'm enjoying it. Look at how beautiful that is. Oh, I had to show that because before it goes, I'm enjoying it so much. Anyway, Okay, so I couldn't leave it alone, and I decided to keep stamping and keep playing with these markers. So if you want to just keep watching the video to see how these markers react and blend, I get better with blending them. It becomes super easy, and all I'm doing is I wet the paper first, do flicking motions from the outside to the inside, and you'll see I do it with 3 colors here, and it's just flick, flick, flick towards the center, 3 colors, and then it's just a matter of taking the pen tip with the lightest color and going back into the center and diffusing the lines, either with the tip of the light marker or with the tip of just a wet brush, and then just, going into the place where the 2 colors meet and diffusing that line, and it ends up looking really pretty. But my final verdict on these markers are, it's bittersweet because I love working with them. Let's face it, they're bright ink. It's like you get the brightness of ink, but with also the impermanence of the watercolor. So you get to play with it even after it's, like it's watercolor rather than inks that stay, that aren't water soluble. And so I love that. But the thing is, I've figured out I've researched these, and the pens are not lightfast. In fact, they're really bad. I saw on a blog where somebody held them out in the sun for a couple days or a couple weeks, and they had faded considerably, and they faded even when not in the sunlight. So you can't, even if you want to keep your cards, your craft making or art or scrapbooking in the dark, like inside a book, they'll still fade. So the quality is such that they're not lightfast, they're not archival. In fact, they're on the bad side of non-lightfast, and so that's a deal breaker for me. I don't want to do art, even cards. I spend time on my cards, and I don't want them to fade. So I won't be using these for artwork. Maybe quick cards, that aren't, like real keepsake cards. I'll use these, and I definitely will use these with my nieces who are kids, they're 4 and 7, and I will definitely let them play with these because they actually feel kind of like kids markers. Like it feels like I'm getting Crayola marker in like a really cool pen form, but not as high quality as the Zig pens. So, and apparently the Zig pens, I ordered some. I ordered a 48 set because I really like working with these. And maybe I'll be able to, an idea that I'm going to get around this is if I make an artwork with these that I really like, I will take a really high quality digital photo of it, and then you can print that photo on, either better paper, but you can get it printed, or you can get it printed on canvas. So I think maybe I can get around using these pens for really high quality artwork. So I might do that. But I do like working with these so much that I'm going to try to figure out a solution. And the other thing is the quality of the pens are not great. I'm sure the Zigs are better, but I think that we should, as a community, go to Kuretake and Sai company, and we should petition them and say, hey, look, you guys get your act together. We want archival. We love these pens. We love the Zig pens, clean color pens, and these ones, the Sai Akashiya Sai pens, brush pens, but we really need them archival and lightfast ink in there. I don't know why the company couldn't put that type of ink and develop that product, but I think it's just a matter of people demanding it. So consumer demand, right? So I think we should say something. So send an email. And I'm going to send them an email, and hopefully they're watching these videos that we make, and they do listen to companies listen to consumers, so I think we should ask for it. Lightfast and archival quality ink. It doesn't have to be the best, but it has to not fade after a few weeks, So that's my final verdict, and these are great pens that I'm going to be letting my do art with my nieces, who my nieces love doing art with me. They just love it. So, and they love these pens. They've already played with them and they adore them. So just like everybody adores them. So have fun watching the rest of my video. You can see here I'm coloring the green and the blue, and because this paper's wet, you see how it bleeds in the lines. I love it. It looks so organic, and it actually looks, see, right now I'm doing that, and I want myself to leave it alone. Many times I can go back and look at my own drawing and be like, leave it alone, let it do its thing, let it blend. But anyway, that's it for now. Hope you liked my video, and I know it's quite long, but sometimes you like it long and you don't have to watch the whole thing. So thanks for watching. Share it if you like it, bookmark it, sub, all that good stuff. And thanks a lot, guys. Enjoy the rest of the video.